The U.S. Department of Labor released a memo just a few days ago explaining that Donald Trump's policies are in fact already ruining your lives, but they're about to actually make your life so much worse to the point where you may not even be able to purchase food. And again, this is coming from the United States Department of Labor under Donald J. Trump himself. His own Labor Department had to put out this memo or letter or whatever it is you want to call it to warn Americans that this guy is ruining your life. And of course, he's doing it, according to the Labor Department, by deporting all of the farm workers in the United States. We already have a massive shortage of labor on American farms. We have had farmers, representatives come out and tell us that. The farmers themselves have come out and told us that. We don't have people to go out there and do the work, to pick the crops, to till the fields, to plant the seeds. We don't have human beings to do that now because of Trump's policies. And a lot of those people voted for those policies. But as I've always said, I'm on the fence about sympathy because when the farmers go under, all of us are affected. If it were just them suffering the consequences of their votes, you get what you vote for, right? But their suffering leads to suffering for all of us. So, we're all in the same boat on this one because every human being on the planet has to have food to survive. And we're at a point, according to the Labor Department, you may not be able to afford it anymore. Here is what they said. The current and imminent labor shortage, exacerbated by the near total cessation of the inflow of illegal aliens, increased enforcement of existing immigration law, and global competitiveness pressures described below, presents a sufficient risk of supply shock-induced food shortages to justify immediate implementation. The lack of undocumented and documented workers results in significant disruptions to production costs and threatening the stability of domestic food production and prices for U.S. consumers. The Labor Department's filing also admitted that Americans are not willing to replace undocumented farm workers, saying, quote, in addition, the department does not believe American workers currently unemployed or marginally employed will make themselves readily available in sufficient numbers to replace large numbers of aliens no longer entering the country, voluntarily leaving, or choosing to exit the labor force due to the self-perceived potential for their removal based on their illegal entry and status. In other words, Americans won't do these jobs. Even the unemployed Americans won't take these jobs because they're so hard. You sent all our labor away. So we are looking at, let me read it again in case you forgot the phrasing, supply shock-induced food shortages and price increases, but food shortages. What did I tell you? What did I tell you within the first few months of this administration when they began their immigration raids? I told you if this keeps up, we could be looking at in the United States freaking food shortages. I literally talked about the potential of food shortages, both here and over at Ring of Fire. I got a lot of comments from people telling me, like, you're trying to scare people. This is not okay. That's not going to happen. His own administration is telling us we're probably going to see that now. Food shortages in modern day America. Because of Donald Trump, because of these racist immigration policies being orchestrated by Stephen Miller, carried out by Ice Barbie herself, Kristi Noem, and you may not have food on your table because it's either unavailable in your area or because you can't even afford it anymore. This is real. It's happening. A lot of us saw this coming and tried to warn you and were dismissed as, scaremongers. Here it is, folks. Here it is. From the minds of his own administration, his policies could lead to starvation